Have you ever wondered how SpaceX keeps pushing the boundaries of what's possible in space exploration? Well, get ready, because 2025 is shaping up to be one of the most exciting years yet for Elon Musk and his team. With groundbreaking advancements in rocket technology, launch systems, and even plans for lunar landings, SpaceX isn't just raising the bar, they're redefining it. Okay, so let's dive in and see what's on the horizon, and maybe 2025 is going to be the year that changed everything for SpaceX and space missions as a whole. First things first, Falcon 9. By the end of 2024, this workhorse of a rocket reached a record-breaking mark. More than 135 launches in 1 year. Think about that, 135 launches. That's more than most countries have done combined over decades. Falcon 9 has become a symbol of reliability and reusability, breaking record after record with its impressive reuse capabilities. This rocket alone has solidified SpaceX as the leader in global payload delivery. But, of course, Elon Musk doesn't believe in staying comfortable. So what's next? In 2025, Falcon 9 is expected to surpass even these incredible numbers with over 180 missions planned. These aren't just random launches either. Missions such as the Blue Ghost lunar lander in January, the IM-2 mission in February, and the Vast Haven 1 launch in September really underscore just how diverse and impactful the schedule for Falcon 9 truly is. Be it delivering satellites, replenishing the ISS, or expanding the frontiers of human exploration, Falcon 9 is proving it can do it all. But let's not forget about Falcon Heavy. Admittedly, only 2 launches came from this beast in 2024, but each was monumental. From deploying the GOES-U weather satellite to carrying NASA's Europa Clipper spacecraft on its way to study one of Jupiter's most intriguing moons, Falcon Heavy continues to flex its muscles and show what it alone can do. In 2025, it will gear up for even more ambitious missions, including launching the Griffin lunar spacecraft. Then there is Dragon. If 2024 was any indication, 2025 is going to be a blockbuster year for this spacecraft. Last year alone, Dragon carried out 4 crewed missions, including the AX-3 private mission, the Polaris Dawn mission, and critical ISS flights like Crew 8 and Crew 9. Already on the docket for 2025 are 6 crewed missions. These include 2 private missions, VAST and FRAM-2, alongside Axiom space missions and ISS rotations. On top of that, Dragon will continue its vital cargo resupply missions, ensuring the International Space Station stays operational and fully stocked. Now, if you're wondering how SpaceX plans to pull off such an intense schedule, here's the answer: infrastructure upgrades. SpaceX is constantly innovating, not just in the sky, but on the ground. Big moves for 2025 include the company taking over Launch Complex 6 in California, which will boost its overall launch capacity. Then there is the water deluge system being added to its drone ships. The upgrade will further improve the safety and efficiency of landings, enabling SpaceX to continue recovering and reusing rockets at an unparalleled pace. But on to what everyone's really talking about: Starship. If Falcon 9 and Dragon have been the workhorses of SpaceX, Starship is the future. And 2025 promises to be a massive year for this next-generation rocket. After delays in 2024, SpaceX is planning to ramp up flights of Starship significantly. The goal? A jaw-dropping 25 launches. That is about 2 flights per month, which is an astonishing achievement for a vehicle that only started integrated testing less than 2 years ago. The first Starship flight of 2025, Flight 7, will feature the upgraded Starship version 2. This new version boasts a host of enhancements to improve performance and reliability. If this flight is successful, the next step is where things get really radical. Flight 8 will try catching Starship midair with the chopstick system on the launch tower. Think about that for a second. Catching a giant rocket in midair with robotic arms. It's the kind of innovation that could redefine reusability and completely change how we think about launching rockets. But SpaceX isn't stopping there. One of the most ambitious plans for Starship in 2025 is to work out a refueling system for deep space missions. Think about it. Missions to the Moon or Mars are going to require multiple refueling flights in orbit. For this, SpaceX is weighing 2 options. The first involves back-to-back launches to refuel the primary Starship mid-mission. The second, and arguably fancier, is a space-based propellant depot wherein tanker starships would hold the propellant quayside, ready to refuel spacecraft on their journeys out into the deep. Now, with NASA's Artemis timeline shifting, SpaceX has earned itself a bit more breathing room in order to perfect these technologies. And you can be darn sure they'll take advantage of it. Meanwhile, its production capabilities are also ramping up. A new facility, the Star Factory, designed for mass production of starships, began operating at the end of 2024. It will be essential in allowing SpaceX to meet the higher demand for the increased cadence of flights. That's not all. Plans are already on the drawing board for construction of the Giga Bay, a colossal facility that would replace the current high bay at Starbase. This new infrastructure will facilitate and speed up rocket stacking and storage for production. And last but not least, let's talk about the launch sites. Pad B at Starbase is nearing completion, with a brand new orbital launch mount that includes advanced flame trench systems. This pad will be crucial to supporting higher frequencies of launch planned for Starship version 2. Upgrades are also happening in the tank farms, where Starbase will store even more liquid oxygen and methane for these powerful rockets. But arguably most exciting is the prospect of Starbase becoming self-sufficient. With SpaceX supposedly in talks to create its own liquid oxygen and nitrogen on-site a factor that would drastically reduce costs, the road could be paved for Starbase to transition into a full spaceport, maybe even to Mars. Meanwhile, on the East Coast, Kennedy Space Center is getting ready for Starship missions, and major upgrades have been proposed to accommodate the Artemis program of NASA. All these developments make SpaceX a company that forms the very cornerstone of even NASA's future exploration pursuits. If all this weren't enough, the greater aerospace industry is in the middle of an overhaul. Changes at the top within NASA and the FAA include revamped processes for licensing, a harbinger of good tidings to come in regard to streamlined operations and more launches. That's great news for SpaceX, since it keeps the US a leader in space exploration even while international competition heats up. What does that all mean? That means 2025 isn't just another year, it's a turning point. From record-breaking launch numbers to the game-changing chopsticks catching system and orbital refueling, SpaceX is proving it's not just keeping up with the future of space exploration, it's creating it. As we prepare for this amazing year, it would seem the journey of SpaceX is far from complete. With every launch of a rocket, everything new brings us closer to that future in which humanity will be a multiplanetary species. The real question is, are you ready for it? If you enjoyed this deep dive into SpaceX's ambitious plans and the future of space exploration, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our community for more exciting updates. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you'd like to support the channel, share this video with fellow space enthusiasts. Together, we can inspire even more people to reach for the stars.